Greetings and salutations, everyone. Tonight I hope you guys have your lights on because I have two terrifying subscriber Dogman encounters. And these encounters are going to keep you at the edge of your seat and looking over your shoulder. Before we jump into these encounters, I've got a couple of links to share with you. My merch link is in the description. That's a way you can help support this channel. There's shirts, cups, and I'm working on other merchandise as of right now. Second, my PayPal link is in the description. That's another way to help keep this channel commercial free. Also, my second channel's link is in the description. That's dedicated to creepy pastas, fan fiction, and horror voice acting. And if that's anything that you're into, why don't you give that a listen? And with that, let's jump into these Dogman encounters, shall we? Our first Dogman encounter of the evening comes to us from South Carolina in the summer of 2015. Hey bud, my name is Tony and I'm a retired fireman from South Carolina and I have a cabin on a large plot of land. There's also a pond on my property, so you can imagine the size of the land I've got. I enjoy hunting, fishing, and just being in the outdoors. So, the summer of 2015, I'm relaxing and go for a walk down by my pond and see some large, what looks like dog prints, but I keep thinking to myself they're way too big to be a dog. Now I go back down and start looking some more. Maybe someone was trespassing with a dog or some sort of wolf hybrid, I think. I just blow it off and forget about it. Same day, but now it's nighttime around 9:30 and I'm on my porch smoking a cigarette, having a beer. And I look out at the tree line. I see these yellow glowing eyes about 7 feet off the ground, swaying back and forth. I yell out, "Who the hell's on my property?" The eyes just keep swaying. I go in and grab my double-barrel shotgun and go back out and still see the eyes. I start to make out a silhouette in the moonlight and it's grabbing a branch in the tree. I hear this growl and once again yell, "Who is out there?" I shoot my gun, but not at whatever is out there, just above it. And it stays in the shadows and starts walking to its left like it's trying to circle me. We're both watching each other. I shoot one more just above this thing. Now, this thing comes out of the woods. It's massive, half dogman thing, walking on 2 legs and huge arms, shoulders, and chest. What the fuck is this thing? I whisper to myself. I throw a bottle out and it turns to look at it and I see it from the side and its head looked just like a timber wolf. It lets out a loud growl and I go inside my cabin. This monster dog thing walks right up to my steps and we stare at each other for a good 3 minutes. Then it turns and walks back into the woods. I call the cops and 20 minutes later a cop comes out and I tell him that I saw a werewolf. He looks at me and says, "What?" And then, "Not again." The cop looks right at me and says, "You saw something, but it wasn't what you say it was, and if you don't want any trouble, that's what you're gonna say. Got it?" Let me tell you, I've got it. Our second Dogman encounter comes to us from Virginia, the summer of 2016. Jeffrey, I've been hesitant about sharing this encounter with you because it's my 12-year-old daughter's, and she still has nightmares about it 2 years later. So here goes. It's 2016 and Taija is in Virginia visiting my parents, her grandparents, and other family members. She's outside playing with her cousin, who is the same age as Taija, and her cousin Chantel gets bored of playing with the chickens in the coop. "Taija, let's go for a walk in the trails in the woods," she asks her cousin. "Okay, but not too far. I don't want to get lost or get in trouble." Her cousin says, "We'll be fine," and they start on their hike. They walk for about 10 minutes and are deep into the woods. Taija stops and looks at her cousin and asks, "Do you smell that bad rotten smell?" Her cousin says yes, and they hear a noise coming towards them. The girls turn around and start to head back towards home. They get about 2 minutes from the house and heard a loud snapping sound. The girls turn around and what had been fouling them they see. Taija freezes in fear and Chantel screams and turns and starts running. Taija is alone and scared stiff, so frightened my baby wet herself. What she sees is a monster of a creature. It was a giant dog standing on 2 legs, long muscular arms, big human-like hands with long nails, strange bent legs, pointed ears, and burning bright red eyes. It next curled its lips and showed her huge sharp teeth with a low growl, and its ears started twitching. The Dogman starts walking towards her. Seconds later, my father, her granddad, calls out behind her. The creature growls quietly, and Taija said it kind of smiled at me, Mama, and turned and ran back into the woods. Her granddaddy hugs her and asks her, "Are you okay?" and brings her back to the house. When Taija sees Chantel, she asks, "Why did you leave me?" Chantel responds, "Taija, I didn't. I yelled at you, 'Come on,' and you didn't, so I ran home to get Papa." Taija will not go into any woods and has had nightmares almost every night for the last 2 years. Those are some incredibly horrifying encounters right there. They show you the intent and not caring of this creature. They aren't afraid of us. We're afraid of them. And this one guy, I mean, he shoots at it twice and it still comes right up to his porch almost. Then the cop saying not again. I don't know why they're covering these things up, but we need to find out why. We need to find out why in a hurry, because there's just going to be more sightings, guys. If you guys have any encounters, please feel free to email me. My link is in the description. With that, I just want to wish you guys a good evening, and thank you for all the support and listening. Have a great night, guys.